Every week I'll be going to infinity and beyond to find stories that make you laugh. So, what have we learned this week? Tony Blair's memoirs look a bit basic.
This is my daddy. This is my mummy. This is Gordon Brown.
If you're going to pick your nose on telly, keep it subtle.
I live in Sheffield and visited the city centre at the recent Fright Night event. There were many people sitting on the memorial taking no regard to these stories of the moment, which is disrespect and is very sad.
Shock of the week, Sean Williams revealed what Yoda shouted after she flashed him.
Very pretty they were.
The weather was so bad this week, we were advised to take drugs.
You might need the glue this week.
But don't take too much, you'll end up like Eamon Holmes.
I sit like this all day.
And read my lines.
I rock like a deranged polar bear.
When you're strange, no one knows your name.
Now, I love eccentrics. There have been some lovely oddballs on telly this week. This next girl won a prize. See if you can tell when the penny dropped.
Today's winner, today's kid reporter is Deirdre Shores. It's you, Deidre, it's you.
It's you, Deirdre.
It's you.
You're the
won.
winner. You're today's kid show kid reporter winner. You're the winner, Deirdre.
Stop playing with me.
You're the winner.
Stop playing with me.
You're the winner.
Stop playing.
You're the winner, Deirdre Shores. You just broke my eardrums.
Isn't it lovely? What a noise. You know, there are dogs all over Britain going, make her stop! Make her stop! The girl was good, this guy was better. He is definitely not getting his 5 a day.
For months, this Peruvian man ate nails, coins, and copper wire. 1.5 pounds of it, now removed from his stomach.
He looks like a pasty.
26-year-old construction worker says he ate alone.
Of course he ate alone. Think he's rubbish on Come Dine With Me. Dave, this is just cutlery. What's for pudding? Railings. He must be the only guy ever to get a boner watching this. I bet his mates were gutted they didn't know about his diet. The fun you could have had with a bit of imagination and a magnet. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, boys, do you want to see the fastest moonwalk ever? Every time he has a dump, it must be like tipping up a wishing well. People say he's a pervert, he should go to prison. If he does, if he goes to jail, you pity the man who tries to bum him. Imagine that. You look like you've been sucked off by Austin Powers. But my favourite eccentric of the week was this old lady. She's the oldest paper girl in the land and definitely the funniest.
Oh, God. Let me. Get in there.
She's fantastic. And how have they rewarded this local celebrity?
Beryl delivers all the papers, all the national ones, but also the local paper, The Citizen. And what do you know? She's on page 3.
Here comes the best bit. This is how all interviews should be done. On a bike, not giving a shit.
Does it pay well?
No, not really.
How much does it pay?
Not a lot.
Enough
Recently, no, my holiday money comes out of my winnings.
You're winning?
Yeah.
The lottery?
Yeah.
Did you win that 45 million?
Oh, you wouldn't see me here if I was. Do you think you'd get one?
No.
We got her in the corner.
She's wonderful, isn't she? And what do her friends think of her?
Oh, don't mention it.
Hey!
She's into everything.
So, what are they doing in Japan to combat obesity?
Companies and local governments must now measure the waistlines of all employees and family members over the age of 40. Men over 33.5 inches and women over 35.5 inches are considered overweight.
Basically, it's going to be illegal to be fat in Japan. I bet these guys are terrified. illegal to be fat. That's going to be pretty easy for the police. Nobody move! We can't. Put your hands above your head. Exercise. Imagine that. What are you in for? I'll kill the man. You? Cheesecake. Will fat people be driven underground? Welcome to Fat Club. The first rule of Fat Club, you do not talk about Fat Club. The second rule of Fat Club, no. So, chubbies have been outlawed. And when I say chubbies, I mean fat people, not semi-erect boners. So how exactly are they tackling the problem over in Japan?
One company gives every employee a pedometer.
You could never have that here. You tell a British bloke he needs a pedometer and he'll punch you in the face. I do not fancy kids. If my boss gave me a pedometer, I wouldn't wear it. I'd slam it on this guy. Hours of fun. Pedometers are just part of it. Look at this.
Another company has employees take pictures of each meal they eat, emailing them to experts who check the calorie charts and report back what good or bad choices were made.
I'd love to see the photos we'd send in. That's what we do. I think this is all a bit unfair. Most fat people are happy enough. Do these guys look bothered? Now, here's a great story for the whole family to enjoy.
Officials in Spain are tackling masturbation hands-on, launching a major programme to help children aged 14 to 17 in their discovery of self-pleasure.
It's brilliant, isn't it? You've got to admire the Spanish style. Should we sort out the economy? No. Let's teach kids how to spank the monkey. Teaching teenagers to masturbate is hardly tricky. It's like selling a Daily Express reader a plate with Diana on. It's hilarious. This whole idea. Even the campaign, it had a slogan. I managed to get hold of some of the alternatives. Look at these. Grab the bull by the horns, choke in the chorizo, or tapas. Brilliant. I tell you what, you thought the slogan was bad, you didn't see the mascot. Imagine him turning up at your door. Hey, how you doing, kids? I'm gonna teach you a few things. Mom, there's a man here. Don't tell your mom. How much fun would it be to go into a house of mirrors, right? At the fair, wearing, you know, your normal get-up, and then just put on your cock suit and just walk outside. That thing has gone bad. So that's the government advice for Spain. What's the government advice over here?
Letting children play on the internet is as dangerous as allowing them to roam the streets unsupervised.
It's pathetic. We seem to be obsessed with scaring children. In the street, you can get hit by a car. On Facebook, the worst that can hit you is a sheep. The internet is amazing. I grew up in a village. I would have loved it when I was young. If we'd had broadband, I probably wouldn't have watched my mate Tom try and hit a donkey with a golf ball. And people go, what about the porn, Russell? What about the porn? Shut up. You get out what you put in. It's not like you type in, what's the capital of Antigua? And Google goes, never mind that. Do you want to see some clunge? The internet is wonderful. Where else are you going to find a cat who looks like a fascist? Kids have got advice coming out of their ears.
Pupils will be taught not to kill insects.
This is a genuinely true story. The government are trying to stop children from killing insects. How are they going to get this across? Weave it into CBeebies?
You should never pull the legs off a spider.
You should never poke a fly in the eye.
Ooh, don't blow torch a badger or gang rape a toad.
Or fist a gorilla till he cries.
Never chew off the cock of a llama.
Ow, like a swine. council, they burst in your face!
Never skull.
The BNP were in the news this week. It was their party conference, and Nick Griffin wants to become MP for barking. Did you see him try and sell himself?
People don't really vote for a party. They vote for a person.
Well, that's you, fuck, then.
We hit Barking with a double dose of recognition and charisma.
If I lived in Barking, I'd rather have a double dose of cat AIDS. Imagine having Griffin as your local MP. What are your policies, Nix? I'm going to paint over all the black bits in zebra crossings. Muppet. It's not just his policies, I can't even look at his face. He's like something from Greg's Come Alive, isn't he? Like a hideous sausage roll with learning difficulties. I'm pink inside, but flaky outside. Bizarrely, some people actually went to the conference. But if you saw the photo, in the front row, a man who appears to be a vicar. It's a vicar in the front row of a BNP. What are his services like? Hello. All things white and beautiful, all creatures. It was the first conference since the BNP have been forced to admit non-white members. I say we all join. Every creed, every colour, African, European, Middle Eastern, Asians, we all get together and vote out the spam-faced hate-monger. Did you see Griffin's speech? He told a spectacular lie.
Sometimes we can be a little blunt, sometimes a little politically incorrect, but we're always honest.
Oh, really?
The BNP member of the London Assembly has been suspended from his post as a Barking and Dagenham councillor for a month for making up details of murders.
Boom! That's a lie, Fatty. The BNP have such a ridiculous viewpoint. I was born here. It's my country. Like you had any choice. You were born here through chance. It's not as if you were sat in your mum's tummy going, "Mother, point your fanny towards Dover." This better be England.
Stick 'em up, Mark, is the fun-loving criminal.
The police have had a tricky week.
Police saddled with a 93-page guide on riding a bike.
A 93-page book on cycling. Surely they know how to ride a bike.
OK, PC Howard, grip tight. Yep. Don't get distracted. You can do it. Let's go. Here we go.
That's it, lad.
Now you're a copper.
Maybe they do need help. They certainly haven't mastered the art of braking. There's something joyous about it. He's fat, he's a policeman, and he fell over. They've been told how to ride bikes, and now they're being told how to talk to criminals.
Rude police sent on manners calls.
Genuinely true. There's been loads of complaints about the police being rude. The police? Rude?
The tacky in a coma's about as lively as Liberace's dick when he's looking at a naked woman. All in all, this investigation's going at the speed of a spastic in a magnet factory.
Those are a little bit rude. Poor coppers, man. We're taking away all the tools of intimidation. No guns, no swearing. Pretty soon we'll take away their sirens. Wouldn't that be horrific? They have to lean their head out of the window. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We'll be there in a minute inside. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hate my life. Do you reckon instead of good cop, bad cop, we'll have good cop, lovely cop?
I ain't saying nothing, copper. Oh, really? Now stop it, stop it. You're being too nice. Nice? I ain't seen nothing yet.
Hello. Oh, it seems a little bit tense. Are you going to be a helpful, Hector? Did you do the crimey-rimey? Did you?
Oh, I did it! Spider did the crime!
So, The police are getting more polite. Luckily for them, so are the criminals.
It claims there's been a rise in middle-class amateur shoplifters, people taking iPods, cameras, even fresh meat and seafood, all to sustain a luxury lifestyle as the recession bites.
Seafood? iPods? These aren't just shoplifters. These are M&S shoplifters. Remember, we take what we want, but we put it into a bag for life. Middle-class shoplifting. What crimes will they commit next? Bank robbery. Put all the money in the bag, but leave some for Mencap. I'd love to see graffiti, wouldn't that be great? Sebastian was here, and he had a bloody good gap year.
Well, that may not sound like much, but added together, it puts the UK at the top of Europe's shoplifting league table.
Am I the only one who feels a little bit proud? I didn't even know there was a shoplifting league. Are there people keeping score?
Welcome back to Shoplift Saturday. While you're away, a man stole a chicken from Aldi. Over to Spain.
I've got an old lady nicking a wheelbarrow. Oh, no,
Spain!
Oh, what a disaster, Spain!
Hold it there, Spain, Norway!
Oh, a woman in Norway has just stolen a lava lamp from IKEA. It was absolutely textbook stuff.
Wait, no, right. Over to you, Colin.
I think somebody's stolen my pen.
This story really pissed me off.
Mum was hit with a £75 fine for littering after taking her toddler to feed the ducks.
What a job's worth. Even the ducks were furious. I hate people who stamp on joy. Do you know this woman doesn't even have a job? She could have been at home moping around watching this. Which is pretty much the Daily Mail on a period, but no. No! Instead, she's showing her son the simple pleasure of feeding the ducks. What else will they ban? No more potato prints. That's mocking the Irish. You can't skim stones on a river. You'll blind an otter. Do you remember skimming stones? How fantastic was that? That's when you first realise you're a man, innit? When you can first skim a stone. The first time I got 2 skips, I grew a pube. I can remember it, just ka-tung. Went to the harvester that night and I was allowed an adult meal. The kids' menu, I think not. He done a skimmer and he's packing bush. I was like that. You heard the man, now fetch me a lasagna. I was dancing a bit there. Good news this week for cricket fans.
The Ashes are set to make a comeback on terrestrial TV following a report into which of the sport's so-called crown jewels should be free to air.
Which means somebody actually laughed at the word crown jewels there. Which means we all get to watch the Ashes for free. Now, whether you like cricket or not, you've got to love the crowd. Cricket, everyone's welcome. It feels like a massive family piss-up, doesn't it? The players love a drink. The crowd love a beer.
But extraordinary about the shot. Then, from one example of supreme coordination, you go to the opposite end of the scale.
What's fantastic about that, he manages to catch his pint. He's like, my pretty. Best of all, the commentators are like randy uncles.
Some tough days, some good days, some easy days. Oh, yes, we'll have 2 of those.
Bloody hellfire. When they actually meet women, it's even better.
Yes, you can come in. What name?
It's Sally.
You Sally? Are you Sally? Oh, I used to have a dog called Sally.
Reel her in, Bumble.
Off you go.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Do you like the older man?
But the best thing about cricket is the Ashes trophy itself. A tiny wooden urn, blood, sweat and tears. And what do we win? Something that looks like a Victorian butt plug. Fantastic news. Look at this.
Mild-mannered scientists at Duke University have also created a cloak of invisibility.
5 points to Gryffindor. Imagine the possibilities.
So the thing is, it's such a new field that it's hard to even imagine what it could be used for.
Whatever, Toadfish. I've got loads of ideas. You could creep into Nick Griffin's house and black him up. You could park in a disabled space and just as you got out of the car, just hang it over one arm. Sneaky, you know you do it. Listen to me chatting about invisibility cloaks. I do this, I do that. I think if any man had one, it would be bad news for this lady. Now, this is the part of the show I genuinely don't know anything about. There's going to be a mystery guest who's in the news, and I have to figure out who that person is. So, please welcome my mystery guest. Hello, what's your name?
My name's Georgina Blackwell.
Georgina Blackwell, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Russell Howard. Seems very nice.
Do you like to have your nails done?
Absolutely.
Lovely.
It's going all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So am I dreaming, or is this actually happening? So, why are you in the news? Well, you're going to be in the news for a different reason now. Turning me into a transvestite, which is nice.
I've been in the news because I've been in the High Court this week.
What did you do?
I was actually sticking up for our rights.
Really?
We took Bellway Homes to court and we've actually won.
Oh, I know who you are.
Do you?
Yeah, I do actually, because you're the Essex stunner, as you reported, I think, in the Daily Mail, who took on some barristers and won. Is that right?
That's
Sweet
right.
work. That's fantastic. Brilliant.
Thank you.
I've never guessed anyone straight away, but I saw you. So do you want to tell everyone what happened?
We took them to the High Court over an access dispute and my mum couldn't afford a barrister. So I stood up as her barrister in court and defended her and we won.
Genuinely lovely story. Is this ever going to come off more pressingly?
No, it's permanent.
Is it? Right, OK.
Do you like the colour?
I do. Can I do some on you? Let's do that, it'd be nice.
Mine are all done.
Oh, I'll do them differently, don't worry, darling. There you are, let's do this properly.
Oh, God. Have you ever done this before?
You've never defended anyone who went pretty well. What you should have done would have been great if you just took this into the courtroom. Wouldn't that have been great? Went, yeah, Judge, I'll tell you what went down. Give us your hand. Yeah, these pricks were in my mum's garden, yeah? Yeah. Causing bother, Judge. We don't like bother, do we, baby dolls? They're guilty, aren't they? They're very guilty. They're bad boys. That's what they are. They're bad. I can't believe I'm now doing this to you. But it's really enjoyable after a while, isn't it? It's like colouring in. I sounded about 6 years old then. It's like joining the dots, isn't it? Well, that was lovely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful story. It's a genuine pleasure to meet you. Please give it up for my mystery guest. So, the Sun is 40 this week. That's the paper, not the sun. That's right, it's the paper you can't not read. Over the years, they've given us hyperbole, page 3 girls, and some sensational headlines. When they discovered Heather Mills' murky film history, they went with this. They've even looked on the light side of serial killing. And they've been the first to cover celebrity weddings. God bless you, the Sun. Sweet news for the men folk.
It seems that scientists or researchers have found the perfect excuse for men to get out of doing their housework. A study, conducted by a man, I might add, has found that household chores, including using a vacuum cleaner or a microwave oven, could reduce a man's chance of having children by lowering his sperm count.
Great news. Will you tidy the kitchen, darling? I can, but we'll have to adopt. I forgot to take the pill. Don't worry, darling. I'll rub my balls against the microwave. If this story is true, how potent is this filthmonger? A shock revelation in the pant world.
On average, men only buy pants between the ages of 19 to 35.
It makes obvious sense. When you're little, there's one rule. Do they have a superhero on them? Mother, I'm not going to school unless Spider-Man is near my nads. And when you're older, it's even simpler. Will they stop your plums from banging against your ankles? Have you ever seen an old man's nuts? They're like snooker balls in a rugby sock. The trouble is, for men, we don't believe the pant adverts. You're meant to look like this. Exactly, but the reality, you look more like this. Have you ever worn a pair of those tight Beckham pants? It's murder on your cock, isn't it? You open up your pants, your dick's like... Oh! Oh! Where have you been? We're suffocating together! Oh, he looks like Saddam Hussein when they found him in that hole. Now, this week we've heard about people winning millions on the lottery, but you may not have seen this lovely little story about a man who knows the real value of money.
Now, most of us try to give a little bit to charity, but what about half your lifetime's earnings? An Oxford University academic's planning to do just that. Dr. Toby Ord says he'll give away over £1 million, more than half his future income, to help fight poverty in the developing world.
I've looked into this and found that it can do a tremendous amount of good. I could potentially save about 3,000 lives and also produce a huge amount of benefits for people who aren't in danger of dying but are suffering from terrible diseases.
Isn't that lovely? Hope you enjoyed the show. Take care.